I'm going to read my poem to you. I wrote this one this morning, June 26, 2025, and it's called Between the Rows. Each plant that's grown now stands alone. So this July, I'm free, so I feel safe to go and let each grow. Before the dawn, the water's on. Each soaker hose between the rows drips on, and so by dawn, I've gone away to sing and play while free of cares amongst the bears in Waterton till each day's done. A day of rest is always best post-hiking when I'm home again. While each plant grows within the rows, I just sit by with watchful eye. On strength I grew till I'm strong too. With strength we're free, the plants and me, to stay, to go, build strength and grow between the rows, between the rows. Together we become more free, much stronger than just plants or man, connected by the roots that I took care to grow. And now I know we two are one and growing fun while sleeping near each other here. And when I wrote that, I was thinking, well, as you can see, I'm sitting comfortably between the rows because James didn't have the water on this morning, and it will need to be on. But I don't worry about that because I have lots of work to do this morning, and I came out a bit late. And what I'm doing is I'm going to pick the weeds between the rows, and there's really not too many of them. So I'm very, very happy about that. But you can see there are some. So we'll get rid of those, and I could hoe them, but I think I'm just going to pick them. So there's not that many, and I'll get more roots that way. I mean, don't get roots by hoeing. So anyway, but when I was writing the poem, I was thinking about how, you put so much energy into growing the plants, the seedlings in the spring, and putting the garden in and whatever. Like if you're growing tomatoes like this, understand this whole tomato, I'll show you this. I may as well show you this. My whole tomato garden here that I've grown, this victory garden, that's the new part, so that's why there's mulch there, so there's not as many there. But this is the part that I took the landscape fabric off, so I'm able to put like 2 rows to make one, and there's the soaker hoses laying between the rows, right? And so I have a lot of tomatoes in here, and then more over on that side too. So, and you can see there's lots and lots of fruit coming now. So I have little baby fruit like this guy, and like these ones here. Do you see them? And these ones I can see what they're going to be already, because some of them, they're familiar faces, right? I recognize a lot of these plants, and I love them because I've grown their mothers and their grandmothers, and we've all grown together, and James is impressed by that one the most because, well, this one was the first one to fruit. You can see right there, they're very big fruit already. And so that's like, I don't know, small egg size or whatever, and there's lots more coming, and James is saying it's already his waist high, But, so he's very happy with those, but I'm happy with all of them. So
I don't call it a victory garden anymore, it's a victorious garden. So long as it doesn't get chowed down.
Yes, as long as we manage to keep the wildlife out for the most part, but sometimes the wildlife helps. So anyway, I'll put this back down so I can sit here and talk to you some more. But yeah, we have lots and lots of flowers on the plants, especially this one right near you that I didn't show you, but so many flowers. And it's interesting to see how the different flowers, you see the different kinds. Eventually you get to recognize the leaves of your different tomatoes. Some of them have very different leaves than others, and sometimes, like when you see the flowers coming out, you recognize, oh, this one comes out, like see this one here, I don't know if you can see this from there, but it comes out and there's a whole bunch on one stem, right? And so there will be a whole bunch of fruit on one stem, and you see some others come out more singly, and some come out with just like a few or whatever, and I don't know, it's nice to get to know them. But anyway, what I was thinking with this poem is, it's funny how you put so much energy if you're a gardener and you grow tomatoes or other seedlings, you know, bedding out plants sort of thing. And you just every day you're putting this energy in the winter, but it's helping you so that you don't feel so depressed or whatever because it's winter. And then so you're caring for these things, putting so much energy in. And the garden that I showed you, that came out of one window. They all started in one sunny east-facing window. Then I was having to repot them and juggle them around the house and move them out on the deck for the day and then back in and whatever, just until it got warm enough, and then I was able to plant them out, and here they are, and they're wonderful. But you really develop a connection to them. They become a part of you. They're you. And so when you know you do things, you're hiking, whatever, and then you need to recover, your muscles hurt and all that, but you're getting stronger by hiking, and the plants are getting stronger growing as long as you make sure you get the water to them, and if you laid out soaker hoses, well, you're fine. Especially if you have things set up on a timer, well, then it's all just doing it automatically almost. So, I mean, you just have to put the forethought into it. You have to plan ahead. But yeah, it's interesting the way, like, I don't know, you don't have that connection if they're not your seedlings that you've grown, really. And especially, like, it must feel strange for the people who grow the bedding out plants, and you know, then people buy them from them or whatever. It must feel strange for them because, you know, they've lost that connection then between their plants, and yeah, it's just so. I really think you have to be right with them for a lot of the time, and then the energy that you put in the spring, that you feel really spent. All that energy you put in, and you put into gardening and whatever, putting them in the ground, and making sure that they stay alive, because at the beginning it's pretty tough if you're living in a place as dry as here. And then anyway, then after a while you start to feel stronger, and it's not just that you're not working as hard with the garden anymore, but I think they're actually giving you back some energy as they're growing. You're feeling they grow and you feel stronger, and yeah, it's awesome, you know, it's like a symbiotic sort of thing. But anyway, I don't know how other people feel about it, but yeah, I have a lot of weeding to get done, as you can see. But I'm pretty happy with the level of weeds. Like, I've hardly had to weed at all. I think I weeded once since I put these ones in, and I have hardly anything. So, and the plants are doing awesome. So yeah, things are great. My basil, however, the plants have, the tomato plants have kind of overgrown the basil a bit, and so I don't know how big the sweet basil is going to get in here. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Victory!